Hello there, and welcome along to Storybeard's Story Cabin. Now, before we get the story started today, you just need to know that the story cabin is exactly what the name suggests. It's a cabin made of wood, and that means when we have rainy days like today, no matter what I do, you can hear the rain from outside. So if you hear a strange sound in the background, don't be concerned, it's just the rain falling on the roof. Now to our story. The Giant's Causeway. Now this you need to know to begin with, my friends. If you go to County Antrim in Northern Ireland, and you go down to the right part of the coast of that county, you will find a stone path going out into the Irish Sea. A causeway. A causeway is just the name for a path that goes across a sea or a body of water. Now this stone path is made up of six-sided stones, hexagonal stones that seem to be pushed down into the coastline and then out into the sea. But it only goes a few metres and then it stops. And it makes you wonder, what must have happened? And the answer is this: that there once lived in the country that today we know as Ireland a great giant called Finn McCool. Now Finn McCool liked doing all of the things that giants like doing. He liked striding about the place. He liked picking up rocks and throwing them around and shouting very loudly and pulling up trees and munching on the tops of them and then using the trunks to pick between his teeth. But there was one thing in his day-to-day life that bothered him more than anything else. And that was the Scottish giant Benandoner. Now the coastline where Finn McCool lived, and the coast of Scotland, if you were big, very tall, as both these giants were, you could see each other across the Irish Sea. And every day on the stroke of midday, Finn McCool would go to the coast of Ireland and Benandoner would go to the coast of Scotland, and they would trade insults. Finn McCool would say, "Ah, your hair sticks out." And Benandoner would say, "That might be so, but you look like you fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down." Well, would say Finn McCool, you've got knees that knock together." "That might be so," would say Benandoner, "but it looks to me like somebody's taken a mouldy pickled onion, stuck it on the front of your face and called it a nose." And this is what bothered Finn most of all, because no matter how he tried, Benandoner, the Scottish giant, always had better insults than Finn did. Now this started off bothering Finn just a little. It started off as a little irritation in the centre of his stomach, and then it grew to the point where it was filling up the whole of his stomach and he really couldn't take it anymore, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger until it exploded into, well, what might turn out to be quite a bad idea. Finn McCool decided that the only way that the matter of the disagreements between him and Benandoner could be resolved was with a fight. And so, one day, after Finn and Benandoner had finished exchanging insults, Finn McCool went straight to work. He started picking up great big stones from the coastline and carving them with his bare hands into six-sided rocks and pushing them down into the seabed, so that they all joined together. And he worked from noon one day right the way round to almost noon the next. A whole 24 hours work. And let me tell you, my friends, when a giant puts in 24 hours of work, you know about it. So by the time midday the next day was approaching, Finn McCool had pulled up, shaped and put into place enough rocks to build a causeway a pathway across the sea from Ireland to Scotland. That very noon, Benandoner came to the edge of the coast, as he always did, looked over, saw Finn McCool on the coast of Ireland and said, "Look at you, your ears look like two stewed dumplings, your knees knocked together, your feet turn out, and I understand you smell of cheese." Finn McCool said, well, you might say that, but just you come across the giant's causeway I've built here, and we will have a fight, and we will see who's the toughest and who's the best. Well, Benandoner looked down and went, "Aye, I don't mind if I do." And he took one giant stride out onto the causeway, and then another, and a third, and a fourth. Now it's a fair number of miles between Scotland and Ireland, but in just 5 minutes, Benandoner was halfway across that giant's causeway. And this is when Finn McCool came to realise a terrible thing. The Scottish giant Benandoner was much, much, much bigger than him. And he realised that if they had a fight, then he, Finn McCool, was going to end up with a wonky nose and a black eye and a cauliflower ear. He couldn't think of anything to do. He just turned tail and ran back to his home. He went bursting in through the front door. And there was Mebd, his wife, with a newborn babe in her arms. She said, "Oh, hello, dear." Said Finn McCool. Now, Meb knew this behaviour better than anyone else, and she went, "All right, Finn, what have you done?" So Finn explained about the insults being exchanged with Benandoner, about building the giant's causeway, and about how Benandoner was so much bigger than him that he was going to get a wonky nose and a black eye and a cauliflower ear if they had a fight. Meb said, "Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Right, here's what we're going to do. Go into our bedroom and lay on the bed. And I am going to wrap you up, and it'll take a lot of them. I'm going to wrap you up in the swaddling cloth that we use for our baby. And then, once you're all wrapped up and Benandoner arrives, you had better not make any sound other than the sound of a baby." "Yeah, okay, said Finn. So he went in and he lay down on the bed. And Meb wrapped him up in tight swaddling clothes. She had just finished in time, because there came a boom, boom, boom on the door. Meb went and opened the door, and there stood Benandoner. Long red hair and a great big red beard. He was a large and bristly giant. He said, "Excuse me, is Finn McCool here?" Meb said, "Oh no, sorry, he's just popped out. Would you like to come in, sit down and have a cup of tea and some cake?" Benandoner said, "Well, that's very generous of you, thank you." And he came in the house having to duck, and he went and sat in a chair that creaked ominously. Meb brought him a great big cup of tea and an enormous slice of cake, but before she brought the cake out, she pushed some stones into it and then covered it over with some crumbs from where the cake had been cut. She handed him the cake. Benandoner said, "Thank you, that's very generous." He picked up the cake and he took a bite. Crunch. "Oh! Oh!" He said, "What's in this cake?" Rocks," said Meb. "It's rock cake. Finn loves them. He eats as many as 4 of those a day. 4 whole cakes stuffed with rocks." A little worm of doubt appeared in Benandoner's mind. He thought to himself, This Finn McCool must be a very tough giant if he eats 4 entire cakes stuffed with stones every day. Then Meb said, "Oh, excuse me, I've just got to go and see to the baby." She opened the bedroom door and left it open so that Benandoner could see what was going on. Then she went in and she started to rock Finn McCool, all wrapped up in swaddling clothes, going there, 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 there. And Finn began to make the noises that he thought a baby made. Benandoner, staring like this, said, "Excuse me, is that Finn McCool's baby?" "Oh, yes, yes," said Meb, "only a few days old. He'll grow much bigger than this, of course." Now that little worm of doubt had turned into an entire elephant of worry. Benandoner thought to himself, how big a giant must Finn McCool be if his baby born only a few days ago is the size of an average fully grown giant? He stood up, knocking his knees against the table and banging his head on the rafter of the roof, and he said, "I'm terribly sorry, I've got to go." Meb said, "Oh, won't you stay?" He said, "Oh, please stay." She said, "Because, well, look, Finn will be home soon and you'll be able to see him then. Mind you, he doesn't really fit in the house." No, thank you very much for the cake and tea," said Benandoner, and he turned round and he ran. He ran as fast as he could, taking great giant strides. Each time his foot landed, there was a boom and the ground shook. He got to the Giant's Causeway and he was so scared that as he ran, he started reaching down behind him and pulling up the stones and throwing them away into the sea so that Finn McCool couldn't follow him. And he broke that Giant's Causeway all the way back from just off the coast of Ireland to the coast of Scotland. He destroyed it all. The very next day, at midday, Finn McCool found himself on the coast of Ireland and Benandoner found himself on the coast of Scotland. And they looked across the sea at each other, and at the same time they both took a deep breath and went, "All right, big man," and just walked on their way. But this story is why, my friends, if you go down to the coast of County Antrim to this day, to the right place, you will find the beginning of Finn's giant causeway. 6-sided rocks pushed down into the ground, but this is why when you go a few metres out from the coast, it disappears, because Benandoner ripped it up in fear as he ran away from Finn McCool and the cleverness of Meb. And that, my friends, is the story of the Giant's Causeway. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I hope to see you back here in the Story Cabin soon for more stories. Until then, take care.